Hey everyone, welcome back to Moikapy TV. And today I have an update for the SteamOS 3.4 preview. Now, from what I have seen so far since obtaining my Steam Deck, this has to be the largest update yet for sure. And if you are wanting to get access to this update, first I'm going to need you to pull out your Steam Deck, hit the Steam button, open up your menu here, move down to Settings, press Settings, go to Systems, and then make your way to the System Update channel. You may need to check for an update. If not, hit Update. If not, you don't see either, and that may be because you're sitting here on the stable branch. If you haven't already updated it, make your way down to Preview, select that. Your Steam Deck will ask you to restart. Once it has restarted, you will then be able to check for updates or see the update itself. You'll press that, download it, and your Steam Deck will go through a series of updates and reboots until you are back and able to play. Don't worry if it takes a little bit of time. It took me a few minutes, but it did eventually come back up with a few new tools for me to use. What's new for the Steam Deck? I would love to tell you all about it and cover everything, but let's take a look at what we have here. And if I were to do that and go down by list one by one, it would take us all day. We'd be here for a minute. But I'm going to cover a few highlights, a few items that I thought were most important, at least important to me, that is. Some of these updates that I liked are: one, SteamOS rebased over the latest version of Arch Linux. So for our Linux lovers out there, we are now on the same branch as Arch Linux. Maybe a few changes here to work for SteamOS, but we have all the same security updates and same structure as what is going on there now. And for our desktop users, there has been a lovely update to the KDE Plasma, which is the overall GUI for our desktop. What do they add here? They added an overlay allowing you to see all the open windows and virtual desktops that are currently available on the platform or on your console. They also made a few updates to KRunner and some of the widgets. They have also gone ahead and added a few new touchscreen gestures, themes, and wallpapers. Next up on the list, I would like to talk about performance. If you are currently on your Steam Deck, you can go over and change your performance overlay settings to number 2 here, and you will see this little bar at the top of my overall screen where it says battery, GPU, CPU, RAM, and game scope. Prior to this update, it was vertical, so it would lie over potentially the text that said recent games. They wanted to make it look a little more sleek and made it a horizontal bar. So when I go in and update, Fallout 4 and go play it, when we launch here, it is no longer distracting from the game. As you can see, the new performance hub here, if you are on performance overlay level 2, what they have changed is that they made it horizontal here on the top of the screen, as you can see here while I'm playing Fallout, instead of being vertical, covering up a lot of the game. Something that I love. Not as intrusive as it once was, allowing you to lose a little bit less of that immersion. What else did they add? They allowed you to go into your performance settings here when you're on your game and allow screen tearing, as well as from the update from the HUD level 2. And this is supposed to reduce input lag for the Steam Deck. So if you're playing a game that is a little more competitive, you'll have a little better options doing that, but the game may have some screen tearing. I am playing on a monitor, so I'm not sure how that'll affect me, but That is a change to note. As for storage, the trim functionality has been re-enabled for internal and external drives. This should improve the write performance for your device and should be SD card safe. The Steam Deck will automatically perform the trim storage update and provide a manual option under Settings, System, and Advanced. So if we open up our lovely menu here, go to Settings, scroll down to Systems, and then move and make our way all the way down to the bottom here, you'll see where it allows you to run the storage device maintenance task manually. So if you haven't yet undergone the scheduled trim functionality, you can trigger it manually yourself here. They also have made a few lovely updates to how external drives work with the Steam Deck. If your external drive is formatted as an ext4, it now will automatically be ready for Steam use upon boot and or reboot. They have also allowed you to properly eject your SD drives or SD cards from the drive safely. So that way you don't, accidentally corrupt the data and or your games that are on the SD card. You no longer need scripts to run this command, and little do you know, you're not actually ejecting it from your Steam Deck. It's just programmatically ejecting it. And on the side here, there are some smaller updates for input, audio, and a few general updates here. I'm only going to talk about a few of what I liked. As for input, they updated the timing of virtual key presses to improve game compatibility with on-screen keyboards. This fixes the issue with Street Fighter V and games like it, as well as a few EA apps. So if you were looking for it or having issues with something like this, you may need to hop on to the preview channel and get this update. As for audio, they fixed an issue where the default audio device would display echo canceling and audio controls would then stop working. So frustrating if this would happen. You probably would have to go and reset your whole device if you wanted to get your audio back in order. They also, this is more of a general update, but they fixed a performance issue causing a 100 millisecond hitch if the backlight was on. And then they also added a firmware update for the dock. So if you have a J6 dock or the Steam Deck dock, you now should have an issue fix where the HDMI 2.0 displays were not detected during wake or boot. There have been a few other updates, such as the GPU clock settings sometimes not sticking if manually set, as well as they fixed an issue with the fan controller excessive sensor polling causing sporadic fan behavior and higher SSD temps. So that to me would be, that'd be breaking, because if you don't want anything getting too hot now. Nothing should be getting too hot here in the console. You need that nice and cool, nice and breezy. We don't want anything melting or exploding, because that's dangerous. That's dangerous. And then they also fixed issues where sleep and wake would break a few games, but they should have these fixes in place, hopefully, by the time we experiment more with this build. As for any more news, that has been all for today and for the lovely SteamOS 3.4 preview. If you are liking these reviews, loving these reviews, please leave a like, comment, and share these videos. The more I can get into your watch history, the more YouTube will show you my videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Moikapy and my TV channel here on YouTube, giving you the news. Thank you all, and I'll be back. See you later. Reddit.